Hi, everyone. About a minute on CO2 emissions and global climate change. And what's my message? The US and American emissions really don't matter anymore. The story is about China and India. Before I go on, if you don't know me, my name is Robert Bryce. I'm a journalist, I'm a reporter. I give you the numbers and the facts, not the spin about energy and power. So, why am I talking about emissions today? Because next week, will the UN climate conference, the 30th UN climate conference, will happen in Brazil. It's called COP30, and it will be a replay of the other 29 meetings we've heard before on global CO2 emissions. But I'm very skeptical that we will see any significant change. Why? Because the developing countries are the story, not the United States. Let me show you with three quick charts. Okay, so here's the first chart, and this one is a telling one. Not my numbers in this chart, the numbers. Look at the red and the green in this stack graph. Those two countries are China and India. These are the six largest economies in the world: China, India, the U.S., Germany, UK, and Japan. And as you can see, the emissions that are coming from China and India at the bottom there are growing enormously, and their share is growing enormously. You can see the blue, which is the U.S. The U.S. has reduced its emissions more than any other country in the world by far. But the reductions that are happening in the four other large economies, the developed economies, are being swamped by what is happening in India and China. But as telling as this graphic is, I think this one is even more telling. And these are the same numbers. The chart, the data, the numbers in this chart are the same as in this chart. Same exact data set. But this chart, I think, is more telling. Why? Because it's a horizontal bar chart, and it shows really in a much more compelling way, I think, what is happening and the difference in emissions changes. And you can see with India and China together, since 2000, their emissions have increased by about 10 gigatons, 10,000 million tons. And those increases are swamping the decreases that are happening in the US, Germany, the UK, and Japan. This is just the reality. And for all the talk from American climate activists, oh, we have to slash our emissions, we have to do this, we have to do that. The reality is that, again, what happens in the United States isn't the story anymore. One final slide. And this just shows the share of emissions. Again, this is from the Statistical Review of World Energy, that in 2000, the U.S. accounted for about 24% of global emissions. Today, it's about 13%. Meanwhile, China and India together have gone from 18% to 40%. So again, I think the story here is obvious. And that when it comes to CO2 emissions, unless or until we see significant reductions in what is coming from India and China and other developed countries like Vietnam, like Indonesia, countries that are industrializing, we're not going to see a significant change in global emissions. Okay, so I think those three slides are very telling ones, and I'll stop there because I want to keep these short videos short. And those three charts are the best that I can find, the best I have seen, that illustrate the challenge that we face globally in reducing CO2 emissions. And unless or until the developing countries quit burning coal, those increases in emissions, I think, are going to continue. Okay, I'll stop there. You know where to find me. I'm on Substack, robertbryce.substack.com. Thanks a lot. See ya.